here we are back to the cursor tutorial. Now in this tutorial, we'll quickly explain the advanced features of cursor. If you watched the last video, I have explained all the basics of cursor, everything, and then we have coded this cool app, which is Airbnb clone. I have showcased every single thing that I did on how I got this far. Now we need to iterate on this, and after going through this video, you will be able to learn a lot of new features as well. So let's get straight into the video. Okay, so in this tutorial, we'll be specifically talking about how to use cursor with some of the advanced features, like how to use cursor composer context. So let's go through it one by one. So specifically, when you are trying to add new changes to your app, so let's say if I want to add changes to this specific page, you always have to specify the context. What context I mean is you always have to specify relevant files that the LLM should always refer back to. So the LLM has got some understanding of what actually you are trying to do. So for that sake, what you need to do is you need to pass on the files over here. So you can just pretty much type @ and just go for files and folder. And let's say I want to pass some folder which is instruction that gets added to the context. If you see over here, this is the context that we have added. Now let's say if I want to pass some other file, which is, let's say I want to pass the page, which is landing page, right? So if I go to landing page, this is the component that I've added, right? Again, a lot of things around context. So let's say if I plan to add a lot of icons on my home page, which is landing page, I need to pass on the context, and let's also add some icons over here because there are no icons over here. If you see, have a look. Okay, so let's do and implement the icons part of it. So I'll prompt the LLM such like, and by the way, I am on the agentic mode and I'm using 3.7 Sonnet without thinking. So you can enable thinking as well, but I want to use it without thinking. Okay, so let's implement the Lucid icons. By the way, Lucid Icons is a library for icons. You can pretty much refer it to over here. If you go and click Google Lucid Icons, you'll get the icon library. So this is how you can use the icon library. You can pretty much easy to install. If you go to guide, it gets you the installation. Just run this command, which is npm, and then you have it in your app web application. Okay, so let's go back. So I basically want the LLM to have all of the icons over here because there are no icons over here, which looks very bad. So let's implement the Lucid icons on landing page. Since we are on the agentic mode, it has already got some context on the landing page, but we'll also specify what exactly is the landing page. So let us check what exactly is the landing page. So if we go .tsx, it will give all the options over here. So header, how it works, newsletter, and everything, right? So if you go to page.tsx, this is the landing page. If you see home, right? So I'll just pass the context, which is page.tsx. Okay, so now we are not making changes to any other page. We are only making changes to this page. Okay, keep the overall icons simple, relevant for each items. Do it step by step. When you add step by step, basically it goes into a sequential thinking mode. So what happens is it will not try to hallucinate and just briefly do everything very step by step. Okay, so what it's trying to do is searching code base for Lucid React Icon Next.js import. Let's examine the components in the landing page to understand what they do, and then it's trying to read all the components over here because we have passed the context. So it's trying to read the hero over here. It's trying to read the hero. It's trying to read the newsletter section. It's trying to read the testimonials and everything. So based on my review of the components, I'll now implement Lucid icons for landing page. Let's update the page.tsx because we passed the page.tsx over here. Now basically what we'll do is it has tried to import all this icons from Lucid React, and now it's trying to import everything up. So if you see, all of them are getting imported, and I need to fix this issue as well. It auto corrects and fixes if something is not working out as well. So let us just give it some time. And while AI is writing code, make sure to take a second to subscribe my YouTube channel. For some reason, 98% of guys watching my videos are still not subscribed. So if you want me to continue creating this how to build apps with AI tutorials, please take a moment to subscribe. It's completely free, and helps me a lot. Let's continue. And then we should see some output coming through. Okay, now it has not found in the public's icons. We'll add more icons to it. Let's now update the category filter component to use Lucid icons. Okay, it's going step by step. It's going component by component. Okay, it's trying to update the categories now. It's also imported. See, if you see palm tree, mountain, trees, building, home. So these are all the icons that you will see. So see, it has started import, and then there you see everything getting updated. Amazing pools, vineyard, and see how relevant icons are. Like if you have a look, these are all icons that are not something that is made up. It's something that is very relevant. So if you see beach, it gives a beach icon. If you see mountains, it gives a mountain icon. Right? City, cabin, luxury. See how relevant this LLMs are getting in generating the code. And now they are also getting much more efficient in terms of code optimization, because if you try to code out in some other way, it will actually try to tell you, hey, this is not the correct way. Let's improve on that. So I'm pretty sure the future is a bit more scary at the same time, but very promising as well. So okay, let's take a screenshot to see our landing page with the implemented Lucid icons, and now we are trying to run this dev. So I already have it running, and now I've just cancelled it up. So now after implementing the Lucid icons, you see all the icons over here. I still don't have images. We'll come on the images in the next few minutes. But if you see, everything has got updated. If you see the images, they are looking images, but if you see the icons, they have got updated. That's cool, right? With just one prompt, we literally have added everything, all the icons to the categories. Now let's try to implement few more features to the same. I will just accept it all because the changes have been made, and now I'll just go through this, which is okay. Let's try to use some other feature as well. So I'll also try to use the docs tutorial, which is cursor lets you add relevant document as a documentation links. Let's say if you plan to implement something which is out of the scope that you have in the project requirements. Let's say your project instructions did not have anything related to this tech stack, right? Or the tech stack that we are using is this one. So let's say if you are using something out of this tech stack, that means your project is no longer known to the libraries or the features that you want to implement, right? So basically I can always pass a doc to it. So let me show you how you can do it. So let's say if I plan to implement a Framer Motion. Framer Motion is actually a icon. Framer Motion is actually an animation library. So if you go to it, Next.js, okay. So how to Framer Motions, and then you can pretty much use this Framer Motions. Okay. So this is the, if you see, this is actually a link. That means you can pretty much copy paste this link as a doc and add all the animations that you want, right? So let's say if I copy this link over here, if I just, copy, okay. I'm quite new to this. So if I just do copy, yeah, this one, copy, and then perfect. I'll just start with, I want to add cool animations to the landing page. Make minimal animations for better UI UX in page.tsx, because this is the landing page. Now I'm just trying to give a doc, refer to doc. So now if you try to type @ and docs, it will try to list all the docs that you have. Something that you don't have is a new record, right? So you just press the link over here and just click on, it will show you an option saying add new doc. So just click on that, and now it will basically try to add the link. Let's add the link as well. Okay. And now I'll just give it a name saying Next.js Framer Motion Animation Tutorial. Okay, I'm trying to use this confirm. And this is getting indexed. If you see this red one, that means indexing has failed. That means LLM did not index this document. But if you see it as green, that means that has got indexed. If you see index on 26/11/24. Okay, this is something that you need to look into as well. Okay, so refer to this doc for animation tutorial. Let's implement it step by step. Always add step by step, because you have better understanding of what is happening. So let's click on. Now what it will try to do is basically just try to load the documentation that I've shared to LLM, and then just go through it step by step and see what I can use. The first thing that it gives me is first install the Framer Motion. So I'll click on this run command. Okay, I'll try to install the Framer Motion in my project because I did not have this. Because let's create an animation motion utility to hold all our common animation variants. Everything is getting created. You just need to accept the changes and just revert back with reject, or based on whatever changes that it did. If you think the changes are good, let's accept it. If you think the changes are not up to the mark, let's just revert back saying upgrade or improve on the changes. That's how easy it has become to code these days. So now let's update our page.tsx to implement these changes. So there you have the new implementation of the animations, and if you see fade in, fade out, stagger container, everything is basically getting pulled from the Framer Motion library. If you have a look over here, this is getting pulled from Framer Motion library, and then it is trying to check what animations can I literally put on homepage with the best UI UX principles. Nothing that we are specifying, okay, you do this, you do that. Everything is getting pulled out through a best UI UX. So let us just wait for some time till everything gets fixed on this end. Now it's trying to update the how it works. Perfect. We'll try to add all the animations to this landing page, which is incredibly interesting to see how it will look. How it works is done, and then let's update the newsletter component as well with the animations. Okay, it's trying to update the newsletter. Perfect. This is almost done. To the testimonials as well, let's also add it to the testimonials over here. If you have a look now, this animations have got updated. Just have a look exactly. This is how the animations look. Until now it was not there, but now after adding this Framer Motion, it's there. So become a host. See how cool it looks. Just by adding one single prompt, you have changed the landing page again. And now let's start a development server to see our animations in action. Okay, now we already have it. So we have our animations over here. So if you click on reload, so this is how it will look. Wow, that is very, very interesting to see. Everything is so animated that you get to see it as landing page now. Interesting. That's very good. Okay, so that was on the second point, which is how to add docs and how to use this docs part. Okay, so that was it on the docs. Cursor is also integrated with Git, which means you can pretty much run all the Git commands, that is pull requests, push commits, create branches, pull branches, everything on the Git lens. So why it's important to use Git all the time when you are actually using Cursor, right? Because when your code bases get too large, it's more likely that AI will hallucinate and will not know of what are the features that are being tracked or whatever features have got deployed and everything on that end. What happens is your code base and the logic and everything that you did, the features that you implemented will not work properly if you don't track it up properly. So to track it up, we actually use Git. Again, Git is actually a very useful tool for developers. Even for non-developers, I'll make it very straightforward on how to use using Cursor. Okay, so let's get straight into it. What we need to do is basically this project we need to publish to GitHub. So we need to create a new repository on GitHub. So if you go to GitHub, just create an account on GitHub. It's very easy. Create on click on new repository. I'll add a name to this repository, Airbnb clone. I'll give a description to it as well. Let's say description. I'll make this repository public. You can keep private as well, but for time being, I'll make it public. Ignore this. Initialize with readme. Git ignore all that license. Setup. Just create a repository. So basically, Git will give you commands on exactly how to add your project to GitHub. So you need to run these commands, but before you run this command, actually you need to create an access token to be able to use this command. So if you go to general and then go to settings over here, settings, and then you go to developer settings, personal access tokens, and just click on generate new token. Create a generate new token classic one. Okay, so I'll add a name to it, which is, let's say, Airbnb clone token. Okay, I'll give expiration. Let's say I will not give an expiration. I'll give all the access to this permissions. I think that should be good. And then I'll just basically generate a token. So don't share this token with anybody, because they might be able to get access to your code repository. And just copy this token and paste it, let's say, in Notepad or something. Okay, so we'll run through the commands one by one now. If you go to this, let's add this command, which is echo. Okay, this is done. So I'll press init. The second command is this one. Just copy paste the command. It's very easy. If you have any issues, just comment down below. Add readme. Okay. I'll also add one more command to it, which is git add all, which is dot. Now it will actually add all the files that you have added. Okay. Now I'll basically commit my first changes. So what it does is basically it shows what has changed. So if you go to status, nothing is there. So it will basically commit all the changes that you did, and then we'll create a branch using this command over here. Okay, this is branch, and then go back, and with this command you actually have to use this token that we created. So if you go and paste this command, just use this token command X and paste it in front of github.com. So the command should be git remote at origin https colon and then the complete token and then at github.com, and now just paste this as a complete command. So remote already exists. I need to remove the remote. Git remove remote origin. Okay, I'll just write the command again. Git remote remove origin. Okay, this is removed, and now I'll just paste the command again. So that gets added, and now I'll just quickly push the changes over here. So in the next few tutorials, I'll also explain how you can deploy this project. Okay, so if you refresh this, which you will over here, you'll see all your files. That means all of your projects have got deployed over here. All of the files have got deployed. Okay, so this was with the Git. Now what you can do is, let's say if you have implemented feature. Okay, let's say I change something on page.psx. Okay, I added all of the things, and then I just click on accept file. Okay, now this is the live run that I have over here. Okay, so let's say if I want to change this text, I'll find this text. Okay, I got this. Find your next day in 3 minutes. Okay, I want to change this up. What you need to do is click on this which is git status. Just type it over here and add the changes. Git add dot and then commit the changes over here. Okay, I added the 3 minutes to text. Okay, and now before pushing, basically you can refer using the git command over here. So this shows you what has got changed, which is the working state, and then whatever is not yet pushed, the difference with the main branch. So let's say if you wanted to add one more thing to it, which say take it easy. Okay, just click on save. This gets updated over here. Okay, I'll just run this again. Npm. So if we go to this, which is nvm use 20 npm run dev. Okay, so my project is now running, and if I click on refresh, it shows me all the changes over here. So it's trying to compile. So refresh. Okay, so these are the new changes. Now let's say if you want to revisit the changes and add it to the context, so you can pretty much use this, which is git commit different state. So this will actually share the latest changes that you did on your working branch with the LLM. So you don't have to specify the files manually. That takes a lot of things sorted, because it helps you track everything as a commit rather than as an individual file. So that was it on the Git as well. I'll share more insights on the next tutorial as well. So stay tuned for the next part, and thank you for watching the video.